Vegetative reproduction. Vegetative reproduction. Reproduction that occurs in non-reproductive parts. Vegetative parts means non-reproductive parts. Non-reproductive parts, vegetation, reproduction that occurs from non-reproductive parts. What are the reproductive parts of plants? Flower, seeds. Okay, other than that, non-reproductive part means from stem, if any plant is born, then it is a non-reproductive part, vegetative part. Okay, from root, if any organism is formed, if any new plant is formed, that is also vegetative part. Leaves, etc. In this way, okay, if a new plant is formed from other than flower, then all those methods are vegetative reproduction. In this vegetative reproduction, there is natural methods, natural vegetative reproduction, and artificial vegetative reproduction. Artificial vegetative reproduction. The difference is here there is no involvement of man, here there is involvement. Okay. What happens in natural reproduction? Let us take leaves. Very good example that you know. You know about bryophyllum leaves. Bryophyllum leaves. Bryophyllum leaves have small leaflets. At the margins of leaf, there are small leaflets. When this leaflet can grow its roots also. When this leaflet falls on the ground, it grows into a complete plant. Okay. So for natural vegetative reproduction through leaves, example is bryophyllum. Now you understand what is vegetative reproduction. You can say some examples for reproduction through roots. For example, you take sweet potato. You can take corn in colocasia. Colocasia. Okay, this is example for stem. For root, we can take muraya. Muraya means curry leaf plants. Curry leaf plants can produce new plantlets from roots. How? This is a curry leaf plant's roots, let us assume. What will happen? Any one root will develop small leaflets and roots, and now even if it is detached, this can grow into complete new plants. You can see it in the case of guava plant also. The same thing, any root will develop into small plantlet, and if you cut it also, it can grow into a complete plant. Okay. This type of reproduction from roots is also a natural vegetative reproduction. From stem, so you might have seen ginger plants. Ginger plant grows above the ground, but the ginger is actually below the ground. This ginger is modified stem. Ginger is actually modified stem. The leaves are modified to form small scales like this. If you observe ginger closely, ginger means allam. Closely you can see there are some scales over that. Those scales are nothing but they are leaves. And this ginger will develop roots like this. And the stem will grow. This is stem that grows. If you take any part which has roots like this, you take this part and sow it in the ground, that can grow into a complete plant. Condition is it should have roots. Okay? If it has roots, then it can grow into a new plant. Okay? There are so many examples like that for stem reproduction. So let us limit to these examples. Example for stem is ginger. Example for root is guava and muraya plants. And example for leaves is bryophyllum. Now, the same thing can happen artificially also by human involvement. How? There are three methods. Artificial vegetative reproduction can be by cutting. Second one, layering. And third one is grafting. What happens in cutting is, let us take for example rose plant. On stem there will be small buds. These buds are called as stem buds. They will not be present in all plants. You can see them in a small bud like growth can be seen in case of rose plants, in case of hibiscus plants, in case of uh, curry leaf plants. These buds, if you sow, cut the stem here in this any portion and sow this part in soil. Okay, this part if it is sowed in soil, here roots will start forming. Okay, that is called as stem buds. Any small bud that grows on stem, which has capacity to grow into roots. If it is placed underground, it has capacity to grow roots. That is a stem bud. Okay. In case of these plants which have stem buds, a portion of stem can be cut off. A portion of stem can be cut off, and they can be sown back into the soil. You can see stem buds in the case of sugarcane also. Sugarcane also, or you can see stem buds in case of mint plant, pudina plants. Okay, simply there will be some buds over the stem. You can see if your mother is taking the leaves of pudina leaves, sometimes observe it, you'll see that there are some roots that are arising from the stem. You cut off that portion of the stem and sow it in the soil, then pudina leaves will grow from that plant. Okay. So, this type of cutting a part of stem and sowing it to soil is called as cutting. Okay. Next type of artificial reproduction is layering. What happens in layering is, take for example jasmine plant. It is growing like this. Another branch grown like this. This branch can be bent like this into the soil. Here the leaves are formed and here is a heap of soil. Here is a heap of soil. Right? Now, this plant will slowly develop roots here. Even if you cut this part, it can grow into a new plant. Generally, it is seen in case of flowering plants like jasmine. There is one more name, don't remember it exactly. Okay, one example, jasmine. This type of adding a layer of soil above the stem of the plant is called as layering. Adding one layer of soil over the stem of the plant is called as layering. Grafting. In case of grafting, okay, 1 minute. Grafting, in case of grafting, let us assume this is a mango plant. This mango plant has very good tasty fruits. Tasty fruits. Second mango plant. This is the second mango plant. This does not have very tasty fruits. Not tasty, but more fruits, more yield. More fruits are found. Here less fruits, tasty fruits. So if you want to combine the desirable characters, we want tasty fruits and more in number. At that time, we can combine these two plants. How? We'll cut this plant in V shape, this plant also in V shape, and remove this part of plants and bring this part of plant to here. This is the second plant. So this part of plant is called as scion, and this part of plant is called as stalk. The plant which is attached to soil is stalk, and the other plant which is placed over stalk is called as scion. Now this plant gets the characters from the first plant and second plant, and this gradually, it's not left open like this. Here it is tied with cloth firmly, and one thing that can be done to recover this very fast is some amount of sawdust can be taken in that cloth and tied very hardly, and some some method should be employed to get to supply water drop by drop, like drip irrigation. It should get water should fall in this place drop by drop, and gradually what will happen, cells will grow between these two plants and they start growing like a single plant. Okay, at that time the yield that is obtained will have both tasty fruits as well as more fruits. Okay, you can ask me a question at this stage. We can get undesirable characters also, no? Less fruits and not tasty. If these characters combine, yes, there is a chance. There is a chance. Okay, this is always trial and error method. This is always trial and error method. It's not an easy method. It's a trial and error method. First time they'll check the yield. First attempt, they check the yield. Yield is high, and fruits, they are also tasty. Experiment is successful. If the first yield, they did not get good yield, fruits are not tasty, again they'll do the experiment. Okay? Again they'll do the experiment. Again they'll do the experiment. At one stage, if the experiment is successful and they got tasty fruits and more fruits, that seed they'll preserve. With that seed, they'll produce so many progeny and they'll collect so many seeds, they'll spread it in that way. They'll spread it in the entire field and they'll produce more and more fruits from that. Okay? So that is called as trial and error method. First time it will not be successful. They'll try again and again, again and again. At one stage, if it is successful, that one will be used again and again. Okay, that is about grafting. Right. Apart from this, there is a laboratory method. Among artificial methods, there is a laboratory method. These are field methods. Directly you're doing these experiments in the fields. But there is a laboratory method to produce the plants. That is called as tissue culture. Tissue culture. In tissue culture, any part of the plants, any part of the plant is taken and all the nutrients required by plants to grow. Nutrients required by plants to grow is taken in small containers, very small, petri dishes they'll say. This much small they'll be. In that they'll take and put the plant parts. It can be a cell, it can be a tissue, It can be a part of plant, like stem cutting, root cutting, small pieces. They'll cut the leaf, they'll select the leaf, they'll cut into small pieces, they'll sprinkle. Or they'll select some tissues, one tissue they'll select and they'll spread it. Or one cell they'll select and they'll spread it. Whatever they do, after some time, because by using these nutrients, they slowly will grow into small plantlets. They'll slowly grow into small plantlets. And now these plantlets will be carefully isolated and spread into fields. Okay? The plantlets will be spread in the fields. Like that. Okay? This method is called as tissue culture. Is it possible for all the organisms to do like this, taking one part and growing into complete? No, it's not possible. Plant has a special character called totipotency. Totipotency is ability of a cell to grow into complete organism. Complete organism. Okay? Totipotency is the ability of cell to grow into a complete organism. Right? So, if you take any cell of the plant, it has capacity to grow into a complete plant. Unlike human beings, you cannot take any other organism. It's not possible with most of the organisms. Okay? If you take any plant part of our body, can we produce a complete human being? No, it's not possible. But plants have that ability. Is there any cell in our body that has that ability? Yes, it has that ability. Zygote has, and zygote, and what are the first cells that are formed from zygote? They are called as blastomeres. They have capacity to grow into complete plants, complete organism. Okay, when male and female organ cells will fuse together, zygote is formed. It will divide, form two cells. It will divide to form 4 cells. Then it will divide to form 8 cells. Till those 8 cells, they are called as blastomeres. Those blastomeres have capacity to produce complete organism. Okay. If we can isolate it, we can produce a complete human being also, but not done. No experiment is done on that. It has capacity, but it has capacity. But in case of plant, total plant body has that capacity. Anytime you take a single cell and grow in culture medium, it can grow into a complete plant. Right? In our body, that complete totipotency is not there. We have some cells which are pluripotent. Pluripotent means which can produce different type of cells, bone marrow cells. Bone marrow cells can produce all blood cells, anytime. Even after you are reaching a certain age, at that time also, bone marrow cells have capacity to produce RBC, WBC also. It can also produce platelets, all different types of WBC, all it can produce. So that type of cell which has capacity to produce different types of cells is called as a pluripotent cell. Okay, we are limited to this. But totipotency is present in plants which help it to grow into complete organism. That method is used to grow the plants in large scale by a method called as tissue culture. Here you should remember what is tissue culture, what is totipotency, what is... Okay, if you remember, it's okay. Pluripotent is a new term that I said you. These two are important. You should remember tissue culture, you should remember totipotency. Right? Okay, children. With that, we have completed artificial methods of reproduction.